here on Shaw TV, episode 103, the last show of 2015. Also our last show before Christmas, so I want to get Todd Jones this Maple Leafs pen, or at least return his pen to him anyhow. All right, our musical guest right behind me, Mr. Brent Boehler. Not to be confused with Ferris Bueller, who's still fast asleep as far as I can tell. Raymond likes that one. Anyways, you may know Brent as one half of the Brent and Woofy duo. Woofy usually gets all the screen time, so Brent, he's a pretty darn good singer-songwriter of his own accord, so we're bringing him in to perform some of his original Christmas songs for us, and I'll get a chance to chat with him later on this hour as well. Also coming up on the show, we're going to make a Christmas classic for you right here in the studio, a Christmas fruitcake with a gluten-free twist. Bisla, she's going to be back there shaking and baking, along with Anna Malerba from Let's Eat Guilt-Free Gluten-Free Bakery. And I must admit, we could all use perhaps a touch less guilt over the holiday season. Now, there's very little need for economic guilt if you're taking care of your checkbook, but many of us could use a bit of a financial direction if things are going in perhaps the wrong direction. So Joanne, she's going to be talking a little financial planning with debt relief specialist Sue Grubec. So if you heed Sue's advice, you'll find your bank account grew back to where it once was. Anyways, oh, I got some smiles there. First time for everything. All right, Christmas, what a magical time it is. So of course we had to feature our very own magic man, Michael Berends, back here in the studio with his magic moment for Michael segment. We're also going to meet music instrument technician Courtney Sands from Fine Tuning Musical Instrument Repair. Yes, she runs a very cool shop, does a very cool job, but she actually performed a bit of a Christmas miracle on a saxophone of mine not that long ago as well. We'll hear more about that and how she brings instruments back from near death to the stage later on. But first now on the show.
A topic here to talk about Christmas, and people think about gifts that are a pair of socks, a tie, something for somebody, and you really haven't put much thought into it. I have with me here the fitness and wellness coordinator from Parks, Recreation, Culture, or Parks, Recreation and Environment, maybe change that, Tara Fedesoff. And Tara, you've got a few little ideas about gifts that people can give, whether it be Christmas or any other time, that are a little bit out of the box. So what do you have in your little bag of tricks here?
Well, I do, Brian, about gift certificates and that idea of giving the gift of health and wellness or a new hobby or maybe a life skill to somebody. I'm someone who's personally received one in my life, and I know personally it completely changed how I defined myself and what I did. It went from being a little hobby I had of cycling, and I used to talk about doing riding in a competitive way, and when I got a gift certificate to join this very competitive race, it forced me to stop talking and actually to do it, and it completely transformed my life. And it happened because somebody I knew was paying attention to what I was talking about, and they gave me a really meaningful gift. And it's something now in my life, I've got adult children, and I'm kind of listening to what hobbies they have outside of organized sport or outside of school, and they're talking about cooking now, and they're talking about maybe a pottery lesson. I have an adult, an aging father who's in a senior's home, and he's looking for experiences. And you know, when I say to him, Dad, what can I get you for Christmas? And he says bridge mixture and socks, I kind of go, ah, there's got to be more than that. And in listening to him, I just think, yeah, he'd get a kick out of a bus trip or a play. And so these are the kinds of things we're giving as gifts this year. And it means a lot because it's a life skill for some of these people.
And you introduce them to something that maybe they've thought about, but haven't taken the leap.
Yeah. And the thing with our classes, through Parks, Rec, and Environment, it's a sampling, right? You're not necessarily going to the top, highest level where you've got to put a lot of money into supplies and equipment and long stretches of time. This is a dabble. So you can come in and take a little 3-week class or a 1-week workshop or a 6-session class, and you can come away with, you either like it or not. And if you like it, it can lead to so many other things, right?
Great. And I know you have, and the department has a number of options. Why don't you pull one of those out with you right now?
So we do. So, you know, if you're wondering how you can do this for somebody in your family, activity guide, you could start with that. You could wrap your gift in that so they can pick and choose what they want, or you could get yourself, you'd go to one of our facilities and you buy a gift card and you could load it with however much money you want on that. And this could either go towards a course you pick for them, or it would just hand them an activity guide and say, this much is loaded on it, pick what you'd like, give it a go, try something new. So that's kind of nice.
You know, and that could include going to the pool, going to the fitness room, and also going to the pool. So it just gets them out and doing something. So it might even be a class, a fitness class that they may have thought about taking but haven't just taken the plunge.
And we've got a lot of one-day workshops now. You know, we have all sorts of natural cosmetics, chicken farming, you name it, gardening workshops, all those kinds of things that you think you're interested in, and I got to get out of the house, and why not give that to somebody as a gift, right? So one evening. The other way of doing it, Brian, it's kind of interesting that we have a partnership with Quality Foods. And if you're someone who shops at Quality Foods and you've got Q points, you can exchange those Q points into rec bucks. And they come in $20 denominations, and you would be at Quality Foods, you go to the shopping center, you cash in your points, and they hand you these rec bucks. And then you can give these to family or friends or whoever as your gift. And they can put that towards anything. It's cash in to a Parks and Rec.
$20 towards a class, a program.
Anything. Drop in.
Admissions.
Yep.
Good. Yeah. Good. Now, you mentioned it's not just about the fitness and it's actually the mental health and wellness that people get from this.
Yep. So a lot of recreation is socializing, and this is something we don't put enough value on. So it's easy to go, let's say, to exercise on your own, or to be cooking at home on your own, or whatever your hobbies are, well-being, community connection. That's your neighbor, that's the person who lives around the corner. Oh, their son was in school with your son. The list goes on and on, right?
So that really is the key, I think, is don't sit at home. Don't be by yourself. Don't go out in isolation. Yeah. Fitness and wellness is part of a partnership that you can do with other people. Get out, meet some friends. Get out to the city's programs. Go out to the city centers. They're well used. You can meet some new friends. Someone will help walk you through some of the equipment, and you'll maybe find a fitness partner or someone to take a class with. And that's the key. I think there's ways to do that without spending a whole lot of money on gifts. It's the thought that counts. And the thought is, you think enough about that person to give them the gift of being better and more well in their future. So let's head over to Bisla, who's got something that's a little bit more tempting in the food vein, but very healthy.
Thank you very much, Brian. Yes, we do have something very fun happening here. My guest is Anna Maledba from Let's Eat Guilt-Free, Gluten-Free Bakery, and she's going to show us how to make a gluten-free fruit cake. Welcome to the show, Anna.
Thank you for having us.
I'm really intrigued by the name. Why the name Let's Eat Guilt-Free? Now, for some people, they might say that has like a negative connotation to it.
It might, but not for the co-founder, Rose Coutinho, who, being diabetic, has thought that she needed to create something for people like her, and every time she indulges in something sweet, she feels guilty about it because it doesn't follow the requirements she has to follow. And yeah, that was one of the reasons at the base of this, the creation of this bakery. Yeah.
Well, that's very creative of her. So is it true that gluten-free baked goods have higher sugar content because they're trying to make up for the fact that it's lacking in gluten?
No, that is not the case in our bakery. Might be with boxed, big production, goods, industrial goods, but not in our bakery. We are very, very careful about the ingredients we put in our baked goods, savory or sweet, no matter what.
Okay, that's good to know. So are there different types of gluten-free flour?
Yes, many, many choices out there, depending on your wallet as well. The most common ones are the rice flours, brown and white, and potato flours, the starches, tapioca.
Really, tapioca?
Tapioca starch, corn starch, potato starch. These are the most common flours used in gluten-free baked goods. But there are also alternatives with the nuts, almond flour.
Yeah. Those are expensive,
every nut, yes. But also some seed flours made with quinoa, sorghum, millet.
Oh, yeah, I know. took millet growing up, and it's really tasty.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, buckwheat, other grasses, but they all have a specific taste, so you have to sort of jiggle with your recipe.
Yeah, so it's not,
depending on, rice flour is the most neutral one that you can use. That's why it's the most popular,
Okay, so when you're working with gluten-free flour, do they behave the same way as wheat flour in terms of measurements and liquids? Can you handle them the same way you handle wheat flour?
Well, nowadays, with all these mixes available, you can do cup for cup if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but of course, we tailor our mix blends specifically for each item that we create at the bakery. But yes, you can follow a general recipe, substituting cup for cup. And of course, then you have to adapt the things to your taste, and now you have to experiment. And that's why we create our own blends, because the main thing is to know your ingredients. And they just have to be the best you can find. Quality and knowledge is key.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like it's science.
Yes. It's a matter of balancing the different flavors and the different characteristics of the flours that you're putting in.
Okay, we're going to take a short break now, and I promise you that when we come back, we will do an actual demo. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw things over to Brent, and he's going to be singing It's Christmas Time.
Popcorn string, so here and there. Shiny star that goes on top and a touch of angel hair. Some presents that go underneath, there's one for you and me. Let's add some pretty ornaments to our Christmas tree. There's a jolly guy in a big red suit, his beard is snowy white. His hat is red like Rudolph's nose, and his boots as black as night. His name is Claus, and what he does is slide down chimneys. Bring you presents and fill your stockings all on Christmas Eve. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas everywhere. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, Christmas fills the air. Well, now it's time to go to sleep while Santa makes his rounds. Jump into bed and turn off the light and lay your body down. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas everywhere. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, Christmas fills the air. It's Christmas Day, you get to play with all your cool new toys. Mums and dads and Santa Claus loves all you eat. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas everywhere. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, Christmas fills the air. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, it's Christmas everywhere. Christmas time, it's Christmas time, Christmas fills the air. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Boehler, right here on the show on Shaw TV. Thanks so much for being here.
Right on, thank you.
Taking some time, obviously the busy.
It's nothing to do with it. A lot of folks called us Beehlers when we came here, but Boehler is more of what it looks like. But you'd always know if you were getting a solicitor in the old days. Hello, is Mr. Boehler there? Yeah, so I go by both or all, you know.
Exactly, yeah. And obviously, usually you're here with your cohort Woofy.
Woofy,
but
yes.
Woofy couldn't make it today, though.
No, he's got the night off. I just thought I'd like to come and sing some of my Christmas songs for y'all.
Exactly, yeah. And speaking of that, all the Christmas songs you're doing here are original compositions. And
That's
so
correct.
Just sort of wanted to ask you about that, with so many Christmas carols out there and that sort of stuff. So is it tough to get inspiration to write something original, something new, something fresh?
You know, to write a Christmas CD for the kids is what got me started in kids entertainment. And I had all these ideas, so they're all got my style to them, but some of them kind of sound like Christmas carols. But later on, we're going to do a rock and roll one that doesn't sound like Christmas carols, no, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess same thing. We all know like the melodies, the harmonies. It's often very uplifting stuff. So, but just obviously, just great to add to that, I guess, Canadian canon of Christmas music.
Yeah.
And you've been doing lots of gigs as well. Like I said, usually the Brent and Woofy show is out and about, but as you told me off air, the hair's sort of gone from up here down to here.
You know,
now, so.
for the first time in 30 years, I have to start carrying a comb. Yes, very well. I know him very well, yeah.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And were the Shaw folks really well behaved?
Oh, yes.
First time for everything.
They're all on the nice list.
Okay, nice.
Even you're on the nice list.
Again, first time for everything. Thank you, Santa. Let's talk about this book, which I'm going to hold up here. And Charlotte, and we can look over you. All right. Charlotte, look at this book here, Brent's Songs, a book you've recently published.
Yes.
Printed out, a collection of songs, poems, stories. Tell us a little bit about this book. What's Brent Songs all about?
Well, I start listing them in a book. So I started listening. It took me all through my whole life. I started writing at 13 years old back in 1972. And I just listened to the songs, and I've written stories for kids and all that. And it all ended up in this book, which is it's like a lifelong dream come true. Yeah.
Because we talked again also off air about how before you sort of got into music, storytelling, that you were actually driving a truck.
Yes.
Out in the prairies.
Yes.
So what caused that shift from driving the truck to...
Because I was driving a truck out in the prairies. And I was 22 years old. My brother and I started playing music on the road. Didn't want to drive the truck anymore. So we did the math earlier. It's 33 years I've been at this.
The double three. Congratulations. That's a pretty darn...
Can I just tell you something about this book, though?
Yes, absolutely.
At the library downtown, this is where they make these things now.
They're printed at the library?
Yeah, they're printed at the library. Justin and the team down there. You take it in, lay it out, and it's a big machine. You put files in one side, whoop, and out it pops.
So it's a bit of self-publishing. Can anyone sort of do that down in the library?
Yes, anybody can do it, yeah.
That's
go
pretty
down and
cool,
talk to Justin down in the library there.
Because again, I'm not sure how well it shows in the camera, but I do want to talk to you about the art of sort of creating children's music. And I know around this area of the world, a real great collection where you look at like Bob's and Lolo, look at their Kerplunks, yourself, always at like, say, Canada Day festivities, also some great children's entertainers. So what is it about, I guess, what's the challenge in creating children's songs, and why is it fulfilling?
Well, here's how it works for me. Whenever you talk to an adult, you ask them, how old do you think you got? Oh, I never got past 18. I never got past 8. So it's easy for me to write because that's what's going on in my head. But what happened was when my kids were little, I started playing ditties for them, and they just loved them. And so I started writing them down and thought, hey, I could write for all the kids. So it just came naturally.
And decades later, here we are.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple weeks exactly. Awesome.
Couple of decades.
Exactly.
No, 23 years. Brent and Woofy's 23 years now.
Well, to that, thank you so much again to Brent. Give a big shout out to Woofy when you see him next. And again, we'll have some more music from you later on. So
Merry Christmas.
Money, money, money must be funny in a snowman's world. That's the Christmas remix. Joanne, what do you got to say about the old cash flow over there? Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Matt, and thank you, Brent, for starting to get us in the mood for Christmas tonight, as things are getting pretty festive around here. And of course, part of Christmas is the joy of giving. And of course, in January, it's the joy of paying for the giving. So I'm pleased to introduce tonight Sue Grubec, who's a debt relief specialist, who's going to talk about how to manage the January situation when that rolls around and reality hits after the holiday season. Nice of you to be here tonight, Sue.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, January is going to come with a bang. There's not much we're going to do to change December because people will buy. But come January, the bills will roll in and everyone's going to wonder, what are they going to do? So, from my perspective, what I would love to see people do is to took a look at how they spent their groceries, their gas, their coffees, restaurants out. We could find a little bit of extra money in their budget, and maybe we could make that bill paying a little bit easier.
Yeah, and it's amazing because it's such an important part of our daily lives, how we handle money.
All the time. There is so much shame around any sort of debt. And of course, everybody, they don't want to talk about money. People would rather talk about sex than they talk about money. And it's crazy because money is such an integral part of our life. We use it every single day, but at the same time, nobody wants to share their financial situation. Nobody wants to be judged. And that's how we feel. If anybody's got any financial difficulties, they think they're going to be judged, regardless of how they got in that situation.
And sometimes, of course, there's situations where things got really difficult if someone was really sick in the family, all the prescriptions, etc. I mean, life happens to people. You know, it's too bad that some people feel that they're overwhelmed and they can't come to people like you for support when such a situation occurs, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you know, about 90% of the people that have financial difficulties, it's because something has happened in their life. It's not because they've gone and irresponsibly spent. Yes, maybe there was something they could do if they were a little bit more financially literate and recognized the signs and made a few changes. But a lot of times, it's life has really hit them and given them a bad blow.
And you've got people coming to you who have debt issues of a couple of $1,000s that are troubling them to several $100,000. So it's not something that you can measure as being a worse or lighter problem. It's an individual thing. So people shouldn't be afraid to reach out for support, even if in the eyes of some that amount might not be all that huge. It's about feeling more confident about how they use their money, correct?
Well, absolutely. I mean, debt is debt, and for you, a debt of $5,000 could be completely manageable of a problem.
Okay.
And when we get people understanding how money works, understanding how they're spending their money and making good, responsible choices, we can change their lives.
Okay, and of course they see that they reap the rewards of their own work, right? So there's a little fun on the side for the vacation, and and they can reap the rewards of this as well. It's not just a task.
Oh gosh, no. No, because budgeting is about opportunities. It's about opening windows, not closing doors. It's about setting goals and finding the money in your budget to do it. So $5 a day over 5 years, that could be $10,000. What does that mean to you? Maybe you can't do $5, maybe you can do half of that, but still, $5,000?
It's still a sizable amount of money.
It's a nice chunk of cash. Maybe you can go on a holiday. Maybe there's something special that you want to buy. Maybe you're just saving for an emergency fund so that when life gives you a blow, you got something there. You know, there's all sorts of things that you can do that aren't big.
So people shouldn't feel intimidated by this. They should feel like they're going to get support, education, learn about how to think about money in their lives, that it is something that helps them in their lives, as opposed to feeling that it's something that's overwhelming and threatening.
Well, that's the thing, is that people do feel that it's overwhelming, and when they start to understand money and where it's going, all of a sudden, they've got control, and oh, the differences you see, they become so empowered with life.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that that is the way they feel, and it's a wonderful concluding statement for this interview. This is a passionate woman about her work. She loves helping people with this. So Sue Grubec, Debt Relief Specialist, reduceyourdebt.ca. A sentence, easy to remember, reduceyourdebt.ca. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you.
And now it's time for some magic. It's time for Michael and his magic tricks. Over to you.
Hey, thank you so much, Joanne. It is time for another magic moment right here on Shaw TV for the last show of 2015. And of course, we have to bring along my very special guest, Matt Carter. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. You ready for Christmas?
Pretty close. I finally wore a jacket because
you finally wore a jacket. You dressed up. He dressed up. Yeah. Well, today we're gonna do a little bit of magic. Need a little bit of fire. Let's see what we can do here today, Matt. Let's see if I can get this lighter lit. There we go. Very good. Yes. I think that's perfect. That, Matt, is a glass bottle. I want you to check that out. It's a bottle of Perrier, as a matter of fact.
The old Perrier. Yes, exactly.
Old Perrier.
Yeah.
Perrier is like a cat.
That's how we say it in Kamloops. All right, there we go.
All right, very, very good. So there's a bottle, and that is a coin. I want you to take a look at the coin. Check that out. Make sure it's real. Yeah. What kind of a coin is it?
Looks like a toonie.
It's a toonie. Show the camera.
Because you can tell because you can see the Queen's bare rear. Queen's bare rear. Anyhow, I'm sorry.
They just don't stop, do they?
It's a real toonie, though. So.
All right, Matt, you're going to do the magic. I need you to take your right hand, hold your right hand out, palm down, just like so. Take the bottle and grab it right here at the neck.
At the neck?
Right there. Don't let go. I want you to watch this close. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Inside the bottle, Matt, is the coin. Here, let go of that. Let go of that. We can show everybody that the coin doesn't come out of the bottle, which is a bit of a problem. So here, what we'll do is we'll just take it, give it a squeeze. Vote like there, and 3. There we go. Cool, huh?
What?
I know. Okay, Matt, you're looking really confused. I'll tell you what. I'll let you.
Is this an extension of the financial planning?
That's exactly right. Here, we'll just pull it out. There you go. Take the bottle. What? And I want you to take the coin, and I'd like you to put that inside the bottle for me.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen?
No.
All right. Well, there's a hole. There's a hole right in the bottom, Matt. You just have to look for it here. Then 1, 2. Look at that. Goes right through. You can do it, Matt. Try it.
All right. Here we go. Are you ready? You watching Charlotte? All right.
Oh, jeez.
It's a Christmas tune, but it's not.
It's not going in? Okay. I've been pulling his leg. I'll tell you what, Matt. I want you to take a look at this. It's actually a fake bottle. You can take the bottom. There we go. And you can just take the bottom off. I know that looks a little weird. I'll tell you what. Here. We'll just. There we go. Now you know how the trick's done.
You did it pretty darn fast.
Pretty darn fast. Well, I'm going to leave that with you.
It's Michael Berends' magic moment with Charlotte. This is not working at all. Well, before I look even more foolish, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to keep this, though. Program right now, and so far on the program, we've talked about exercising for the holidays, aka giving the gift of health and wellness right here in Nanaimo. Got to work off that nog somehow. We've discussed gluten-free baking. We've talked financial planning and debt consolidation. We met our musical guest, Brent Boehler, and of course, just wowed by our dude with a bottle of Perrier and a toonie, Mr. Michael Berends, more joy up his sleeves than Mr. Santa Claus himself. Coming up in the program, we are going to get going on our gluten-free fruitcake. We're also going to meet Courtney Sands. She's the owner-operator of Fine Tuning Musical Instrument Repair. But for right now, I think time for a little bit more music. So we're going to go back over to Brent right now. He's got a very Nanaimo-centric Christmas tune for us. This one's called Christmas Trees at Gogo's Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Boehler on the show on Shaw TV.
Gather up the kids and jump in the car. We're going for a drive, but it's not very far. We're gonna get us a Christmas tree from Gogo's farm. Well, we'll drive up the mountain to South Forks Road. Just out of Nanaimo, that's where we'll go. We're gonna get us a Christmas tree. Wanna choose. There's thousands of trees on the hills at Gogo's farm. Wander through the trees till we find the right one. Then we'll cut it down, it'll be so much fun. We gotta get it home, so we'll strap it to the roof of the car. It's a wonderful outing for family and friends. I can't wait till next year, we're gonna do it again. We got the perfect Christmas tree from Gogo's farm. Tall ones, short ones, fat ones too. Any kind of tree that you wanna choose. There's thousands of trees on the hills at Gogo's farm. We'll wander through the trees till we find the right one. Then we'll cut it down, it'll be so much fun. We gotta get it home, so we'll drive it to the roof of the car. Well, it's a wonderful outing for family and friends. I can't wait till next year, we're gonna do it again. We got the perfect Christmas tree from Gogo's farm. We got the perfect Christmas tree at Gogo's farm. We got the perfect Christmas tree from Gogo's farm.
Wonderful. Thank you, Brent. I mean, a Nanaimo Christmas tradition, going to Gogo's farm to get a tree. I love that. Thank you. And talking about musicians and musicianship and musical instruments, let me introduce you to Courtney Sands. And she's going to talk about the fact that she's a technician specializing in the repair of musical instruments. I think that's a very special technical knowledge, right?
Yes, and I'm not the only one. There's more out there than you might think. Band instrument repairs, there's a couple of different categories. So there's percussion, and then there's strings, and there's brass and woodwinds, and pianos, sort of their own category. And because there's so many moving parts, there is a lot of maintenance that needs to be done to them.
And we've already been privy to this information. You specialize in repairing brass and woodwinds.
Brass and woodwinds, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this full-time for about 10 years. So I attended a training program in Fort McMurray, Alberta, of all places, in 2005. That program was the only training program in Canada and ran about 15 years. It was closed due to federal cutbacks in 2011. But there's no professional training in Canada at this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a niche specialized technician that's in demand then. With all the music that's popular in Nanaimo, you must be able to find a lot of work, right?
Absolutely, yeah. As long as we keep all the support of the music programs and keep the music happening in schools, then people do that in their free time. And yes, the more music, the better.
Okay. And you were telling me that you were, working with all these instruments, you have dealt with some that are easier and more difficult to repair. What's the most difficult instrument to repair?
Oh boy. Well, I'd say the oboe.
Oh boy, the oboe,
yeah. Because like in the dental industry too, there's all these niches that you can go into, different specializations of sorts, and it's got a lot of nuances.
Okay.
To get all the keys working well, I'm blanking.
Well, that's okay, because we certainly have many things we can talk about. You talk about the oboe, and we're also going to be talking a little bit more about a particular individual's baritone saxophone that you repaired, and we'll be discussing that with him. And also we have some pictures about, I believe, your workshop that are being shown right now as we speak. How long have you been in business in Nanaimo?
Since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, servicing the school divisions and the music stores. Hey, there he is.
There he is.
Merry Christmas, Matt.
So do you want to share with us, Courtney, how did you help repair and bring this baritone saxophone back to life?
Sure. So, well, the saxophone, we had a little accident, and it got a little bit squished.
Oh, squished.
Yeah, sort of a couple of multiple bends, and
a best man fell on at her wedding.
Oh, okay. Those best men, eh?
Exactly.
I was having a good time.
So where did the damage occur on this?
Well, the damage occurs on the bell and the crook, and the braces that are sort of holding the bell away from the body, those bent in. So we had a bit of a sort of some compound bends happening.
Wow.
So it had to be taken apart in about 5 different places. Get in there with some brass tools and with some steel tools and open that brass back up.
Okay.
And then we work on getting our shape into it.
Okay. Well, it does not look like it was in any kind of serious situation.
It's absolutely crazy too. And do we have a quick moment to talk about the trip you took with the Bell of the Horn?
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. There was an opportunity that came up to study with someone who has been in the trade for many, many years.
Okay.
So I took a trip to Minnesota, St. Cloud, Minnesota, to work with a mentor.
Oh, wonderful.
He's been working the trade for about 40 years.
Yeah.
Well, you can't look up everything on Google. Some things you have to ask the elders.
Okay.
That's where there is a lot of knowledge there.
Yeah.
So I thought, what a great opportunity. So I took the bell off, and I put it in a Barry Sachs case, and I flew it down with me to Minnesota. And so I had some guidance on to start the dent work on the bottom and move it up.
Okay.
So that was great. I was really happy to have someone working with me. He didn't do any of it. He made me do it myself, of course. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. Looks pretty good, Matt.
Yeah, yes. And I mean, now you were saying to me before the show that you've probably repaired 7,000 instruments in your career. So definitely Courtney knows of what she speaks, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and we're very pleased that you were able to revive this baritone saxophone, because its player is going to go out and join. In fact, everybody's welcome to go out there and join Brent, and we're going to be hearing a classic.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha, ha, ha. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing on a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Want to play one? Oh, sure. Go for it. We're dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing on a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for that. That was a wonderful treat, and it was so good to hear you play your saxophone, Matt. I'm so glad your saxophone is all better now. Okay, let's continue with the fun. We're going to do the gluten-free fruit cake now. So what are the ingredients that we have here, Anna?
We have a mix of butter and margarine.
Okay.
Sugar, brown sugar, egg, 2 egg yolks and some egg whites. And then we have the blend of our flour, the Joseph flour, plus the baking powder and the xanthan gum.
Okay.
And the spices,
okay.
which are, and we cream it with the sugar.
Okay.
This has been softened a bit to make our life easier.
So do we use softened butter, or can we use hard
room temperature?
Butter? Room temperature butter, okay.
As this one is. And we add our sugar. Oops, it's, sorry.
That's okay.
It's solidified here.
Should I grab that so we can use it to just, like, we need to break the sugar up a little bit.
Yes, it's because it's dry in here and the top is sort of crystallized. There we go.
Okay,
in it goes.
The sugar's out.
There we goes.
Okay. So we cream?
Yeah, we cream it. We usually use this guy. Okay. Sorry, it's easier.
Okay.
For a little woman like me to go down.
She's not hiding it. It's just easier for her to do this down here. So. Okay, so while you're busy creaming that, you did mention that this mix has spices and the flour and xanthan gum. So what's the function of the xanthan gum?
The xanthan gum substitutes the gluten that we're missing.
Oh, okay.
It's a little helper that will keep everything together and help it rise.
Oh, so it's just as the name suggests, it's a gum.
It's a gum.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it derives from sugar.
Oh.
It's a fermentation of, it's a very complicated process of fermentation of some of the sugars.
Oh, okay, that's interesting to know. So what do we do next?
We add a little at a time the egg mixture, in which we put rum as well, rum extract.
Can I smell that? Smells really good.
So in it goes.
Okay, I'll do that, and then you can cream.
I can keep creaming. Well, it's going to be splattering a bit.
So how long should we cream for?
Well, until it has a nice, smooth, and sort of fluffy.
Okay.
And the sugar is completely dissolved.
Ah, okay. Should I add more of the
Yes,
egg?
please.
Okay. Say when, is that okay? Do we need for...
In this case, we
baking?
have 42 grams, I think it's 42 grams.
Okay.
45 grams of egg whites.
Okay.
And 30 grams of egg yolks, more or less 2 egg yolks.
2 egg yolks, okay, because I was going to ask, okay, how
against
in terms of
1
quantity?
egg white of a large.
Oh, okay.
Long.
Yeah. So for gluten-free baking, how do you add volume? How do you make your baked goods fluffy and nice and...
It has to do with the content that you put in the flours, but also to techniques. Say you will need to sift the flour more than once.
Oh.
So you incorporate air in the flour itself every time you sift it.
Through sifting?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I've just always not obeyed that when I bake. I just go, why do I need to sift my flour? Just dump it all in. Okay, so I'm getting the signal. We need to speed things up and mix the rest of the stuff.
So we put the flour in there, all our fruits.
Okay, should I give that a good
We toss them together.
Toss, 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 toss. Okay.
Our festive fruit.
Yum.
There we go.
Okay, so toss together.
Toss together. And then we add it to the wet ingredients.
Okay.
We switch.
Okay. So now we change the spatula. Okay.
There we go. We were saying for the volume.
Yeah.
Say you want to make a sponge. You have your flours, everything is done. You split the eggs. You mix your sugar with the eggs, yolks, and then you whip the egg whites until fluffy and hard peaks.
Okay.
And then you mix the two together gently, incorporating the whites into the egg yolks.
And then we put that in, and I love the magic of TV. Voila!
We put it into the molds.
And guess what? It's ready! Yay!
After 45 to 50 minutes, it should be done.
Yay! This is fantastic. They look good.
You can choose to decorate it the way you like.
Okay.
Simple apricot glaze or glaze icing.
Do you have anything we could sample?
We can sample this.
While we get some samples ready, please a round of applause for these beautiful desserts. Come on, everyone in the studio.
Yes.
Here.
Come and visit us.
I'm going to go ahead and try one.
Come and visit us at the bakery. We have lots of products.
I want that one.
No, we're going to fight about that one.
That has Michael's name on it.
Does it?
We can split.
We can split it.
He's been eyeing that all
I'm going to
evening.
make that disappear. That's going to be the best magic moment.
I am going to split it if I don't get my hands on that Nanaimo ball.
This is really good, and it's not too sweet.
Let me add it.
Perfect.
Oh, you guys ready? You're really cutting
These are, yeah.
Awesome. I'm all excited. I've been eyeing that the whole entire show.
This is really good.
There we go.
Look at that magic trick over there.
Nice try, buddy.
He's not going to fall for that, Matt.
I am eyeing that. I'm not leaving until I get a little piece. That is so good.
Candy cane?
Sure, I'll have that too.
Oh, no.
Thank you very
You're
much.
going to take both. Okay.
I'm going to take this both. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take a corner.
Tasty. Bisla, thanks so much for putting these together. And I thank you so much for being here as well.
Thank you for having us.
Taking your time. I know in the pastry and dessert business, Christmas is a very busy time of the year. So take some time out to come down and join us with us and for our viewers.
Our pleasure. Come and visit us at the bakery.
Absolutely, do so indeed. All right, I'm going to come back for a piece of that in a bit. All right. I do want to say, as I try to eat the rest of my dessert, a huge thank you, of course, to all of our guests, our hardworking volunteers and staff in front of the camera, behind the scenes. A huge thanks. Not only we have dessert, we have great dinner as well. Mambo Pizza in downtown Nanaimo helps feed our hungry crew with some great food. There we go, another round of applause. A great local food business here. You can actually find more information on the show on Shaw TV on Facebook. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. Check out previous episodes of the show on YouTube as well. And hey, if you in 2016 have an event cause, demonstration, or issue you'd like broached here on the show, we're asking for great Central Vancouver Island guests. Drop us a line to our executive producer, Kate Bergen. Her email address is kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. That's K-A-I-T. Also, if you want to volunteer for the show, always looking for folks to be on our wonderful production staff here. Contact our volunteer coordinator, Melissa Hall. That's melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. Now, before we finish off the last show of the year with some more music, I do want to, at this point, okay, off script a little bit here. So we're filming the show right now on December 15th. On December 14th, I became an uncle for the first time. So I don't know if I deserve any applause. I had nothing directly to do with it, other than trying to keep my brother from falling out of trees and going headers off bikes as kids, but I wasn't successful there. Anyway, so I do want to welcome Felix Jasper Carter Bateman to the world for the first time. And I think at this time of the year, Christmas and New Year's, it's a good time to sort of reflect back on the year and also look forward. And you know, and again, not me having kids, but knowing a new beautiful baby boy into the world, a lot of governments all around the world, you know, using hate and fear to try to, you know, rise up public support. And is that the kind of world you want? This is basically what I ask you. Or do you want a world that's, you know, more about love and happiness? And I think that's one of the best parts about the show on Shaw TV is we're not, as they say in the business, ambulance chasers. We've talked to people today making great, healthy food in the community, about financial planning, music for kids, so much joy. And so I really want to say, if that's the kind of world you want, do your part in 2016 and make that happen. And I want to say a huge thank you. And this gets much better than holiday baking, that's for sure. So again, thank you everyone for all the great work you do here in Central Vancouver Island to make this a wonderful world, not just for Felix Jasper Carter Bateman, but all the folks around this. So before we go, one more great song, keeping that holiday spirit alive and taking us to 2016. Brent Boehler, When Santa Comes Down the Chimney, bringing goodwill to all. Thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Wake up Christmas morning, rush down to the tree. What did Santa bring you? Was it what you wanted it to be? Look at all those presents. What did Santa bring you? What did he bring for me? He brought you a brand new bicycle and a dog toy for a fee. He puts them all in his toy sack and he slides down the chimney. I don't know how he does it, I just believe. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and toys. He puts them under the Christmas tree for all the girls and boys. You never see or hear him, 'cause he never makes any noise. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and he brings toys. What did Santa bring you? What did he bring for me? He brought you a brand new bicycle and a dog toy for a fee. He puts them all in his toy sack and he slides down the chimney. I don't know how he does it, I just believe. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and toys. He puts them under the Christmas tree for all the girls and boys. You never see or hear him, 'cause he never makes any noise. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games. And when Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and toys. Puts them under the Christmas tree for all the girls and boys. You never see or hear him, 'cause he never makes any noise. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and he brings lots of toys and he brings lots of games and he brings toys. Merry Christmas, everybody. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and toys and puts them under the Christmas tree for all the girls and boys. You never see or hear him, 'cause he never makes any noise. When Santa comes down the chimney, he brings lots of games and he brings lots of toys and he brings lots of games and he brings toys. Merry Christmas, everybody!